Well, happy March, all you San Run travelers. I can hardly believe we're already in March in 2021. Normally in February, we would have been coming back from a cruise, and I didn't think I'd really make it through February, but somehow I managed to pull through. I think I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just a positive attitude or looking forward to doing something new. I don't know. But we made it. We're heading into spring, and let's hope things are really looking up. We have the pandemic seems to be a little bit on the run. We've got vaccines coming in. We've got places starting to open up. We have, I hear we're going to be able to put 10,000 or so at the Cleveland Indians games, and we're going to have proms and that kind of stuff this summer. So maybe things are looking up, and maybe we can start to really get back to normal. Be a while for travel, don't you think, Reg?
Yeah, for a little bit, it's going to take a little time, but we know that travel is going to come back. We know it's going to be a little slow, but we do want to make sure that everyone's safe when we do it. But Sand Run is just chomping at the bit to get back out and get back on the road. This has been a long winter for us. It's been the first time in quite some time that we weren't on a cruise in February. That made February, for being the shortest month of the year, it has been one of the longest months, simply because we didn't go anywhere this time.
I can tell you what, it's the first time for me in what, 30, not quite 30 years, 27 years, I think, that I haven't been in the Caribbean in the winter. I don't know about you, Fred.
And for me in the winter time, it's probably been about 23.
Yeah, so you got to understand, all you folks out there, this is killing Reg and I to stay here all winter. We'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get back.
it's been a long winter. Fortunately, we did not have a real bad winter.
No, just this last couple of weeks. And now
Yeah.
looking out here and getting ready to do some fertilization and starting to think spring. And I know next week I'm supposed to set up our golf schedule. So things are looking up, folks. And yay! So anyway, thought we'd talk to you a little bit, because I'm getting to be a broken record here, because we just can't get our normal tour activity going until the protocols, the cruise lines open back up, the cities that we like to go to open back up, and even the buses get regular, and we can get to the casinos and go spend the night. So it's still going to be a while, but what we had said earlier in I think the first two broadcasts of the year, we are adding new cruises, and we're going to be doing more cruising in the future, more group cruises, and we're very excited to announce that we have now added Virgin Voyages to our kind of our partners who we look to do the group cruises. And they really are a little bit different than what everyone's used to. Adult oriented, a little bit on the more sophisticated side. And I know, Reg, you had some comments when we were talking earlier about them.
Virgin has so many different things going on that there's going to be some people that don't want to leave the ship. They have brand new ships. The first one is just coming out this year, and it will be out probably within the next month or so. The second ship will be out later this year. The third ship will come out sometime in 22, and the fourth ship, it'll be either late 23 or early 24.
So you see, we're in the forefront of trying a new cruise line so that our you guys can have a new experience when we get a chance to. And they will go along with MSC, who we're going to stay with for groups, and then our kind of our old flagship Carnival. We will still do Norwegian if some of our customers would like, but typically we'll stay with Carnival, MSC, and Virgin. And I know our plans right now are already out into 2022 because of the difficulties getting off the ground here in 21. We are planning, believe it or not, a Mediterranean cruise with MSC in 22. We hope to do the Caribbean with Virgin Voyages, and then our flagship cruise Carnival in February next year is going to do the Mexican Riviera out of Los Angeles. And that's going to be one of the first times we've ever gone that far to home port. And we're really looking forward to it. And I think most of you all will be too. It's going to be very different. I'll talk a little bit more about that in the show a little bit later. Right now, we know for sure that cruising is not going to open up before June. Most of the cruise lines have already shut down through June. We have recently joined CLIA, the International Cruise Line Organization, and their kind of unofficial guess for normalcy with cruising is somewhere around late summer, early fall. So it's going to be a while yet. The same thing goes for the kind of the cities we like to go to when we fly. A lot of the restaurants are not open. Many shows aren't open. So we're hesitant to take a group for any length of time because there just isn't that much we can have you do that would pay for your enjoyment. So we're still staying on top of it. Buses, we hope to start up this summer. We have a couple of things we planned for spring, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not even about 50% sure we can get those off the ground. We do look to our major starting point, if all goes well with vaccines here in Ohio, to get maybe our barbecue in July be our summer kickoff for everything San Juan travel. Right, Reg?
Yeah, it will start off with the barbecue in July. We're also looking at the possibility on an outside chance of getting a day trip in where we can, and we'll try and do something that's close. So even if we're on the bus, we're not going to be on it more than about an hour and a half. So we can get in and get out, enjoy a little time at the casino, and then come back. We're going to try and make sure that the cookout is a memorable event for all those that attend. So please look out for more information on time and date.
Yeah, we're trying to keep some excitement going. We know the protocols are going to have to be followed, masks, social distancing, and we cannot emphasize enough how much the vaccine is going to be necessary for you to easily travel, whether it's by bus, whether it's by plane, whether it's by ship. If you at all are able to get the vaccine, we really encourage you to do so, so that not only do we help our neighbors in our state in reducing the flow of this thing, but it also is going to give you almost like having a passport to go overseas. Just going to make it a lot simpler.
I know there's a lot of people that are a little hesitant about taking vaccines. I'm probably on that list. The last time I took a vaccine, it really got me sick. But on this one, I'm going to take it. My first appointment is scheduled for March the 9th. I'll get my first shot then, and the second shot will happen about 3 weeks later. Sharon has already gotten her first shot and will be scheduled to take her second one within the coming weeks. So because we know that the only way we're going to be able to travel safely is to have had that shot. And as much as I have been resistant about taking them, I realize that the only way I'm going to be able to stay safe and to be able to make sure that the people traveling with us stay safe is that I've got my vaccination, and I'm going to encourage everyone else to join me in doing the same.
Thanks, Reg. That's really important. The other thing I want to tell everyone is San Juan Travel's gotten fairly good at doing virtual events. So I'll never say we're experts at it, but we're having fun trying. So we did our first virtual cruise party last month. We're going to be doing some of them again. We have done now probably 3 or 4 virtual blackjack training lessons. It's a whole series of 4. We can shorten it up into one long one if you want. And we do virtual travel. We call it armchair travel. If any of you have a group or a family that would like to get together and try something, feel free to give us a call or drop us an email. We'll be happy to work something out for you. We're not afraid of doing much of anything. So may not work, but we can always give it a try for you. So
Yeah, we might be able to do a travel party for you, or a blackjack party for you. And if nothing else, everyone just make their favorite drink, and we'll have the party and have a few drinks and enjoy each other's company.
Yep, and they've been really fun doing it. So that's it for really some of our discussion. But now we have a short video. I found this one out, and we want to feature Los Angeles today. And the reason for it is because of our cruise next year. Many of us, yours truly, and I'm not sure about Reg, have never been to LA. So when we go out there, there's going to be some things we want to look for. There's going to be some things we want to do. And right now, maybe we don't know what those are. I'm sure there's many more things to avail ourselves than what we're going to show you in this little 6-minute video. But the idea for this is to take a look at it, think about going on our cruise with us next February, and then come up with things that you might like to do while we're in LA. I guarantee you we're going to spend more than one night in LA. And so there should be some time to take some tours, do some activities, and see some things that maybe you haven't seen before. So think up your bucket list, and we'll see what we can do. And without any further, here's a little.
They call this the City of Angels, but to be honest, there's nothing really angelic about it. What I can tell you though is that it's effing huge. It spans quite a lot of landmass. I'll show you everything from the cityscapes to the nightlife and to the attractions all around like Hollywood and some of the beaches. I suppose I better start with this place, downtown Los Angeles. To be honest, it's not too dissimilar to every other American city, with big tall skyscrapers and lots of roads. But if you do come to downtown, there's plenty of interesting things to look at, such as the Walt Disney Theatre, yes, this is actually some kind of theatre/opera house, and LA City Hall, which is actually quite a substantial building. When walking around downtown LA, especially down Figueroa Street, you might come across this place, the Staples Center. There's only one place to go, Rodeo Drive. Now this is the posh street that you'll find celebrities and people with money doing their shopping. Admittedly, I'm not that, so this is the only footage of it I can show you. But a short drive away from Rodeo Drive, you'll come across the fanciest neighborhood in LA, the world famous Beverly Hills. It really is as nice as everyone says it is. It really is as cool as it is in the movies and television. I highly recommend that if you are in a hire car to drive around the place because it's actually quite a nice place to go. But when you're driving through Beverly Hills, you might as well drive up to this place, the Griffith Observatory. This observatory overlooks downtown LA, high on a hill, and it's actually a cool place to go into. It's actually free of charge, and you get the best views of the city of Los Angeles right over there. Yeah, those buildings right over there, that's downtown LA. Inside the observatory, well, admittedly the science was a little bit lost on me, but other than that, it was free to go inside. You can, in theory, walk from the observatory to the other main attraction that's around the area, the famous Hollywood sign. Now I highly recommend actually driving to a place called Hollywood Park and walk up to the sign from there. In fact, with both the Griffith Observatory and the Hollywood sign, I actually made a separate video about it right here, because it's one of the things that you have to do while you're here in LA, but you have to know quite a bit about it. So I highly recommend that you check out that video. So how about Hollywood itself? Well, I highly recommend that you do come to Hollywood Boulevard. This is the place where all the movie premieres happen, right here at the TCL Chinese Theatre, and where the Hollywood Walk of Fame resides. this is the place where celebrities immortalize themselves on the sidewalk. Whilst you're at it, you could even probably catch a bit of filming or two and be in a movie yourself. There's only 2 nice blocks in Hollywood Boulevard, and the rest is a bit of a dump hole. I actually made a separate video about it right here if you ever wanted to do that. If you're running short on time, I highly recommend getting on a hop-on, hop-off tour bus. It's the quickest way of seeing all the sights in the city. But if you're like me and you have your own car, you can actually drive around and show yourself around the place. Especially if you want to go to the beaches, then you definitely need a car. LA has some of the most famous beaches in all of the world, but 2 stand out more than most. Venice Beach, which is right next to Santa Monica Pier, which is this thing over here. It's world famous for being a pier, but it has that nice carnival atmosphere, so when you do come to Santa Monica Pier, you'll realise that A, it's the end of Route 66, and B, you'll have an awesome time here. And the beach itself, Venice Beach, is actually pretty damn lovely indeed, so I highly recommend that you spend at least an afternoon meandering around Venice Beach. And once again, if you want to find out a little bit more about it, I highly recommend that you check out my separate video on this. Also, whilst you're around Venice Beach, check out the Venice Canals. Now, these are just canals, and people actually live on the side of these canals, which is kind of awesome. The other beach I highly recommend, right at the south part of Los Angeles County, Huntington Beach, aka Surf City, USA. Whether or not you're here for the surfing and pretty much the perfect waves, or to take in a few classic cars whilst you're here, Huntington Beach has it all. And once again, I made a separate video about it right here. It's definitely worth going to these 2 beaches if you are making a trip here to Los Angeles. But let's say beaches and Hollywood and sports isn't your thing. What else is there to do? There's some extremely big attractions here. Universal Studios, which is basically a movie-themed theme park, combines all the thrill rides of a normal theme park mixed with the behind-the-scenes experiences that you'd get if you were actually in Hollywood producing movies and stuff. This was actually kind of cool to go around, so I highly recommend Universal Studios if you do get a chance to come here. And right in the city of Anaheim, you've also got Disneyland. Yes, there's a Disneyland here in LA. I was tempted to go, but after you've been to the one in Florida, this one really doesn't compare. If you've never been to the Florida one, I highly recommend that you come here to the one in Anaheim. Admittedly, Universal Studios and Disneyland isn't the cheapest thing that you'll ever do here in LA, but if you're only coming here once, I highly recommend that you shell out the money. The only other thing I would suggest is this place, the Hollywood Bowl. This is an outdoor amphitheatre which acts as a concert venue. It's not too far from the Hollywood sign. I highly recommend that you check that out if there's something on, which obviously there isn't right now.
Well, how about that? I hope you enjoyed the LA video with some things to do. I noticed a number of things that I'm sure would be interesting, and I plan to go and at least do a few of them when we get out there. But that's it.
Well, the beach, I know you'll like the beaches out in California. Getting down to see the Hollywood sign and getting down to Hollywood Boulevard and a few other places. There are a few things to do in LA. I've been out a few times and have had a pretty good time every time I've been there.
Well, that's good to hear, and I have no doubt we'll have a good time, because I don't think I've ever done a San Run travel tour that we haven't had a good time. We just kind of make our own fun no matter where we are. Well, that's it this week, folks, or this month. We are going to do our drawing. Reg, how many folks did we reach last month?
Well, our reach was around 300.
Wow. Well, then give me number 158.
And number 158 is Bruce Eldridge.
Bruce Eldridge. My gosh, I haven't seen Bruce in a long time. Well, Bruce, we'll be sending you a $25 San Run travel gift certificate, and hope you can use it in the year 2021. One thing I can tell you is we are extending the deadline to use all of our gift certificates till December 2022. So we hope you'll be able to enjoy it. And with that, happy spring, everyone. Happy March. Enjoy St. Patty's Day. Don't let the Ides of March to get to you. And we'll see you in April.
Hope to see you all soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.